Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Brian Winnikins from the NAFB Convention in Kansas City. Thank you to our broadcast sponsors, including Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, Amplify Health, Wisconsin Soybean Association, and Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, and the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association. I'm with Terry Quamm. He is a beef farmer from Lodi. And he is also the secretary-treasurer of the Cattlemen's Beef Board. And we're going to find out about some of the things that the checkoff is doing as well. And Terry, thanks for joining us this morning. Well, first, tell us about the farm in Lodi.
Well, we're a family operation. I'm the fourth generation. The fifth is farming with my family, my wife and mother. We run 300 purebred Angus and shorthorn cows in Lodi, Wisconsin. We are a diversified livestock and grain operation. We run some corn, soybeans, wheat, canning crops, a lot of hay, a lot of pasture, but we're just a diversified family farm.
How was your harvests this year?
I don't think anybody could complain in Wisconsin right now. We had record corn, record beans. Wheat was okay. We had the best grass year we've ever had in our life. We still got cows for the first time in November. We're actually calving 80 cows right now on a grass pasture we mothballed and held out for this reason. And so, I mean, I don't think anybody can complain in Wisconsin. You know, we had a fall where you really wanted a rain to take a break so you didn't have to work every day and get a rest. So I don't think it could have got any better.
Talking with Terry Quamm, he's secretary-treasurer of the National Cattlemen's Beef Board. He's a beef farmer in Lodi, Wisconsin. Well, the checkoffs always have some really cool programs and projects. What are some of the projects coming up for 2026?
Well, we're doing a lot of the very same projects that we've been doing. Of course, we've got the Beef is What's for Dinner that we're advertising to the consumer on. And what people don't realize that consumer advertising also has a research component to it. We're doing constant research on the consumers, what they're buying, how they're buying it, and why they're buying it. We have another program funded by the Beef Checkoff through Kansas State University and U.S. Cattlemen that is called the Meat Demand Monitor. And there, every month, we do 2,000 households, why they're buying beef, where they're buying their beef, what they're buying, what products they're buying, either steak or ground beef, and what are their preferences, why they're buying the beef. And what we're finding out there is even with the prices we've got, our demand is at the strongest level we've ever had. People are still paying the price that they need to get the beef that they want to put on the table in their households and when they go out in the restaurants. And to me, that's a true testament of what the checkoff was developed for, was to build beef demand. And beef demand is basically how much is that consumer willing to pay and how often are they willing to buy that product. And I got to give our producers out there credit. The number 1 and 2 drivers for beef demand right now is taste and tenderness. And if you look at back when the checkoff was evolved back in #85, our product was not very consistent, was not doing what the consumer wanted. We were shrinking in market share. Our pounds per capita were going down, and I'm proud to say that we're in the opposite direction right now. Our pounds per capita is just steadily growing, and I think that's a testament to our producers out there that listened to what the consumer wanted and are delivering a product that gives them the value they need, both on a nutritional side and on a taste side.
I know the Wisconsin Beef Council, when I've chatted with them, and I've actually picked some of these up and delivered them to some of our area butcher shops, but they have this really cool grid that shows, okay, if you like ribeye, here's an alternative, because Brian might be having some friends over for 4th of July, and I'm sorry, but no, I'm not buying 10 ribeyes for everybody. That's going to be a bridge too far. But here's an alternate cut that can do the same thing. This is how you prepare it, and it's a little bit more affordable on the pocketbook. Is that something the Beef Checkoff would like to see even more of, like what Wisconsin's doing?
Well, we're doing it on a national level. All those cuts that come out of that are being developed with a state-national partnership. And part of that research, part of that dollar goes every year into carcass evaluation. What are the most tender muscles in the body? Where can we do it? How can we train meat processors to get that cut out of there and charge a higher value for it? One of the most tender muscles in the body comes out of the chuck. And how many chuck roasts do we just throw in a crock pot? How many things do we do here? And when you cannot get a meat processor in your packing plant to isolate that muscle, sell it, it's called the petite tender, sell it out there and get that product in front of our consumers at a higher value. Think of what the value that gives us. It is still isn't the price of a New York strip or a T-bone, but it still is way above what it would bring as a chuck roast. And that's part of the dollar checkoff. The research that we've got is we've got scientists and meat cutters trying to develop different products coming out of the carcass so that carcass can yield the most value for the producer that sold it.
Talking with Terry Quamm, he's a beef farmer from Wisconsin. He's Secretary Treasurer of the Cattlemen's Beef Board. Terry, one of the big things, obviously, with the big increase in prices, and we've seen, and it's because of the tight beef supply, dairy on beef kind of started a little bit a few years ago, not a lot, but as time has gone on, I've been at dairy farms where it's like, yeah, Brian, those 3 calves over there are $1,500 a piece. More and more dairy farmers are like, we want in on this action here, and how's the beef board reaching out to them? Because you mentioned the producers. This is what they want. This is what we got to do. So it's there, that outreach to the dairy industry, and even dairy is part of the beef program, to talk with producers about this?
Oh, we always do. And that falls down. We do it on a national basis. We talk about the value of dairy on beef, the volume that they have, the quality and consistency that they can bring to the product and bring to the consumer. But that really falls down to your state beef councils to go out and have that one-on-one conversation with all your dairy organizations, your farm bureaus out there that have dairy producers, your county organizations that are out there. That falls down on them to get out there and tell them what the dollar checkoff, what that dollar they're putting into that does for them, and the fact that all you got to do is look at what you said, getting $1,300 to $1,500 for a day-old calf today. Look at what that's doing to the bottom line for the dairy producer. We're very proud that the beef industry can help support them and do what they need. But they have also done a tremendous job of identifying the right herd sires, the right beef bulls to put onto those dairy cows to make that product that we need to be a consistent shape, size, quality, tenderness that we need so all our restaurants and what have you can put that consistent product out there. So it's a team partnership both with the dairy and the beef industry to get everybody on the same page, get them driving in the same direction. But in these short supplies, we sure need that product.
Sure do. That is for sure. Talking with Terry Quamm, Secretary Treasurer, National Cattlemen's Beef Board. What are some of the other funding opportunities coming for the checkoff?
Well, there's not a lot of funding opportunities. We do a lot of partnerships with organizations and companies. If they can bring us a brand, whether it be a branded product or whether it be a retail, a grocery store, if they can bring us a program that is neutral in their design and promotes all beef is good, and can move product, and they bring it on a 50-50 basis where we put 50 cents in and they put 50 cents in, we can get that through USDA, because what people got to realize about the dollar checkoff, we are part of the USDA. We are part of the 1985 Farm Bill. So everything we do is mandated by USDA. Everything we do has to be approved by USDA. So if someone comes to us with a product that they want to promote through a state beef council, because it has to come up through a state beef council, if they come to us and we as a board approve it, it still has to go on to USDA to make sure that they approve it and that it's a neutral advertising or a promotion campaign that promotes all beef.
Talking with Terry Quamm, he's Secretary Treasurer of Cattlemen's Beef Board. Finally, okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. T-bones, ribeyes, or New York strip? What's your favorite? Oh, and I guess I better put in porterhouse.
New York strip. I always order a New York strip when I'm out.
Okay. Okay, you're like my girlfriend. She's a New York. I'm a ribeye guy. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Medium rare, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one, and I just told another person the reason I order a medium rare, I'm 70 years old. I can't eat a full New York anymore. So if I order it medium rare, I can eat what I want at the restaurant. I can take it home, warm it up, and I got a great eating experience at home. So I get 2 for 1.
Now for the holidays, I will do the prime rib for the holidays. Do you do that, or do you just no? We're having New York strip.
No, we do a strip loin. We do a
Really?
full strip loin. My wife is a big strip loin person, and I have known not to upset the apple cart. If that's what she likes, that's what we're gonna have.
There you go. There you go. That is Terry Quamm. He's Secretary Treasurer of the Cattlemen's Beef Board. We're at the NAFB convention in Kansas City. I'm Brian Winnikins for WRDN.